Hello everybody, my name is Elia.
And my name is Tyler. Together we make up Kovray, a couple that loves to play board games.
And today we'll be teaching you how to play Propolis.
Woo! Bees, bees, bees.
Bees knees.
Propolis is designed by Molly Johnson, Robert Melvin, and Sean Stankiewicz. It's published by Flat Out Games, who help sponsor this.
Let's buzz on over to the table and let's learn how to play. As always, you'll begin by setting up. Each player will receive a player board, 6 unique resource markers, and 12 worker Beeples in a color matching your player board. You'll then place your resource markers on the 1 slot on each resource track on your board. Place 9 Beeples to the side of your board and 3 in the center of the play area in a general supply. You'll shuffle the structure landscape cards thoroughly and deal out 10 structure cards to form the structure's market within easy reach of all players. You'll then deal out rows of 4 landscape cards equal to your player count below the structure market. You'll shuffle the double-sided starting structures and deal 1 to each player. Each player will flip their card face up near their player board and gain the starting resources on their corresponding resource tracks. You'll continue by dealing out a number of Queen's Palaces cards above the structure's market based on a number of players. 5 for 1 to 2 players, 6 for 3, and 7 for 4 players. You're now ready to play. The player with the lowest numbered starting structure will go first. Propolis is played in turns, with players taking various actions hoping to acquire resources in order to build a variety of their own structures and score the most points. The game will end when one player has built 10 structures. You'll play equal turns and score based on the structures you've acquired and any leftover resources you have. On your turn, you'll be able to do one of 5 actions. Let's go over each of them. Number 1. Deploy worker Beeples. You'll choose an empty landscape card in any of the rows and place Beeples there up to how many symbols are present. You'll gain resources or rewards based on these symbols. Make sure you always place your Beeple standing up. These icons will correspond to resources on your player board. You'll move the resource tracker up 1 space for each gained. This icon gives you the ability to collect one of your worker Beeples from the general supply. You'll place it in your pool of Beeples ready to be used the next turn. This icon allows you to trade any one resource by reducing the quantity on the resource track and increasing any other resource quantity by 1. Wild resources may not be generated this way. Now, you don't have to fill every spot on the card. You may deploy less Beeples than needed. However, you can never deploy Beeples on a card that already has Beeples on it, even if there's empty spaces. Finally, if you've placed your Beeple or Beeples on the last empty card in the row, you'll receive a wild resource as a bonus. Action number 2. Fortify worker Beeples. You'll choose any of your 2 standing Beeples on the landscape cards and tip them so they're now lying flat. You'll now gain rewards for each Beeple fortified once again. You may not fortify an already fortified Beeple. Also, if you fortify in a row with no remaining empty landscape cards, you'll also gain a wild resource as you did when deploying worker Beeples. The third action you can take is retreat worker Beeples. Here you can remove any number of your worker Beeples on landscape cards back to your personal supply. There's no restrictions for which ones and how many you can retreat. The fourth action is construct a structure. You'll take a look at the market and choose one structure you wish to construct. You'll pay the cost listed on the card by using the resources on your player board or any permanent resources that structures provide you. If there's a cost of Beeples, you'll return them from your personal supply to the general supply. Now, once paid, you'll take the card and add it to your tableau of structure cards, immediately collecting any bonuses the card provides. If the card has a permanent resource, you'll always have it available when purchasing structure cards or the Queen's Palace card. After constructing, you'll flip the top card of the deck face up, refilling the market. There will always be 10 cards in the market at the end of any player's turn. The fifth and last action you can take is to construct a Queen's Palace. In order to do this, you may not have a Queen's Palace card constructed, as you can only construct 1 per game. You must have the cost in permanent resources available in your tableau, and worker Beeples available to be paid from your personal supply to the central supply. If you meet all of these conditions, you'll pay the costs, the Beeples, and collect the card into your structure cards tableau. The Queen's Palace cards will grant you points at the end of the game, and will act as a wild guild banner when scoring all other structure cards at the end of the game. Once you've taken your action, your turn ends. You'll check to see if any rows are completely full. If so, you'll check for Beeple majority in that row. You'll count the Beeples. Each standing Beeple will count as 1, while the fortified Beeples will count as 2. You'll compare the values to see if one player has the highest total. If there is a tie, nothing happens. The row will be resolved on a future turn when the state of the row changes by either players retreating or fortifying. If there's one player with the highest total, they'll remove all of their worker Beeples from landscape cards in that row and add them back to the personal supply. If the winning player is not the active player, they'll also obtain a wild resource. You'll then remove the rightmost completely empty landscape card from the row, shift the cards to the right, and draw a new card into that row. All players who did not win will keep their Beeples where they are. They will again compete for majority when this row is filled up, or who knows, they could retreat as a player's action on a future turn. Now you'll keep playing, taking actions, and collecting structure cards until someone has collected 10 structure cards in their tableau. At this point, the game ends. You'll continue playing until everyone has had an equal number of turns, and then proceed to final scoring. To score, you'll first take a look at your structure cards in your tableau. Each will score independently, based on either a fixed number of points, or a set of resources or guild symbols present in your tableau. The Queen's Palace card has a wild guild banner, which means it can count as any guild when scoring structure cards. It can even count as a different guild for each structure card scoring, but it may only be used once per each card. Any cards that score for resources will count both your permanent resources and any leftover resources on your player board. Finally, you'll score points for your leftover resources. You'll add all of them up, divide that number by 5, and score that value rounded down. You'll add up your score, and the player with the most points wins. If tied, the player with the most unused resources wins.
And that's Propolis.
Full of Beeples and the wonderful kingdom of bees.
What a good word, Beeples.
I thought a good word was Propolis.
Propolis is a great word too.
Propolis.
But Propolis and Beeples, great combinations.
Now, if you have any questions for us or for this game, leave them in the comments down below. We'll get back to you as soon as we can.
And if you found this video helpful, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, that subscribe button if you're new here, because we love talking and teaching board games.
We sure do. For our question of the day, say you had a bee on your shoulder, and it's your little pet bee, and it was just your best friend and it sat there. What would its name be?
Best friends. I'd want like 2 little Kronk angels.
Like a devil and an angel?
Devil and an angel.
I can just see a little chubby bee be like, Callie, you should do that. You should do that.
Yeah. It'd get the best of me sometimes.
Bees are so cute. They're all fluffy.
We need more bees.
We need
Save
more
the
bees. Save the bees. Hashtag.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you at the next one.
Bye.